getting over it. What does Liberty University and Starbucks Coffee Company have in common? Believe it or not, they were both started in 1971 by very different but very influential people in our world. Starbucks Coffee has reformed our way of drinking and experiencing coffee. But how did this multi-billion-dollar company come to be? Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about Starbucks' history, the inside scoop of Starbucks, and why you and I and the rest of the world love Starbucks. This leads me to my first point, with a little history lesson about Starbucks. Like I said in the beginning, Starbucks was founded in 1971 by three friends who were coffee enthusiasts that just wanted a shop in Seattle, Washington. One of the first tasks was to name their little coffee shop, and after numerous ideas, they finally came up with Starbucks Coffee Company. The name actually comes from the first mate of the ship in the book Moby Dick. The name is really appropriate considering that they import coffee all around the world. No one would have guessed that this coffee company would become a huge hit, and in 2009, Starbucks.com says that 16,000 stores in 48 countries is happening today. That's a lot of product. In 2010 alone, $10.7 billion in revenue was taken in. This company has grown into a trademark symbol in the homes all around the world. I can remember when I was a little girl, my dad and I would take me to Starbucks, and I would get a mocha frappuccino, and I felt like such a grown-up drinking my coffee. Little did I know that working at Starbucks would be in the near future. With that said, let me tell you a little bit about the inside scoop. I remember my first day walking into Starbucks. I went behind the counter into a world of lattes, coffees, teas, and pastries. I was trained by a coffee master. Yes, that's really what they're called. For 2 weeks, I read handbooks, completed modules, made practice making drinks, and properly taught to deal with customers. So much information, time, and effort goes into working at Starbucks. But after a while, it becomes second nature. Out of everything I did, making drinks has got to be my favorite part. They call us baristas, which is an Italian word for bartender. And believe me, a barista does not just pour coffee. Steaming milk, pumping the correct number of pumps into the right cup, knowing if the customer wants 2% or non-fat, the list is literally endless. Needless to say, working at Starbucks was not always the easiest task. Non-stop lines can be the most chaotic event for a barista to deal with. Impatient customers complaining that their grande non-fat when a 380-degree vanilla latte was not made right when you know you made it correctly. Even though these times working there can be exasperating, there is no doubt that this has been the best job I have ever had. The coworkers, or partners, as Starbucks likes to call us, we become a family. This no longer becomes a job, but a passion. Starbucks Coffee Company plants a seed, or coffee bean if you will, in every partner's heart to make the experience a pleasant one for the customer and to keep them coming back. Which leads me to my next point. Why America and the rest of the world loves coming to Starbucks. CEO Howard Schultz says Starbucks needs to be an extension to someone's back porch, and Starbucks has become just that. Every day, millions of people come into Starbucks wanting to get their coffee made exactly how they want it. Starbucks prides themselves on making your drink how you want it, and if not, they'll remake it for you. As long as the core product stays true to its quality, principles, and other elements of the offer can adapt to local market needs. Go to a Starbucks in China, Japan, France, Greece, or Kuwait, and you will drink the same espresso. Where adaptation is needed, Starbucks adapts. Joseph Michelli, from his book in 2007, The Starbucks Experience. The difference between Starbucks and other coffee companies is Starbucks takes the initiative to get to know you. They make sure they get to know regular customers' names and their drink order. They want to make it personal because they genuinely care. Starbucks wants you to come, sit down into their coffee shop, unwind, and relax. To have a conversation with a friend, or just study for that big test you have the next day. People love Starbucks for those reasons and many others. To conclude this speech, let's review what I've talked about today. You now know the history of what it's like of Starbucks. You know the inside scoop of Starbucks, and you have a good idea of why you and the rest of the world love Starbucks coffee. Starbucks' mission states they want to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. I believe they are doing this every day. When you see this green apron, it's more than just a protection from getting your clothes dirty. It's a passion for commitment, a love for customers, and a passion for coffee. Thank you.